in terms of quantitative values. So if you can measure anything in terms of quantitative values, such premises are called as tangible premises. So anything which cannot be measured in terms of quantitative values, or you can measure them only in terms of qualitative values. Qualitative means high, very high. You are giving subjective statements. So such type of premises are called as non-tangible premises. So we shall give some examples with respect to tangible and non-tangible premises. As you can see, tangible, population growth. You can clearly give a number with respect to what is the population of India, what is the population of US. So such numerical value you are getting can be considered as tangible premises. These are all the information and fact. So you are having quantitative values, that's why it is called as tangible. Industry demand, capital and resources invested. So how much investment you are doing into an organization, that is quantitative value. You know clearly in terms of million, in terms of billion, just invest madidini anta, you are having a clear value. That's why it is tangible, quantitative. How much resource you have invested, how much machinery you have invested, how much CPU you have acquired, how much monitors you have acquired. So you know the resources you have acquired. So it is a quantitative value. These are all the examples which can be given for tangible. There are also some factors which cannot be measured, which are qualitative in nature. They are called as non-tangible. The best examples can be political. You cannot give ಏನಾರು political changes ಆಗ್ತದೆ. ಈಗ government change ಆಯಿತು. Suppose BJP ಇದ್ದದ್ದು ಕಾಂಗ್ರೆಸ್ ಬಂತು, ಕಾಂಗ್ರೆಸ್ ಇದ್ದದ್ದು BJP ಬಂತು. So there are some changes that cannot be expressed in terms of quantitative. It might impact your organization. Political, social. COVID bantu. COVID barakinta munchene the feeling of population was different. After COVID, now the impact which has done is quite different. So the people are purchasing differently. The people are behaving differently in the market. So they are not going for huge purchases. So social, business related. So client galenidru, your client might back away. They may not invest in the future project, or they might cut down the current project. They might cut down the investment in current project. So it is qualitative. Economic. Due to COVID, the economic condition of a particular country can get downgraded. So when it is downgraded, you cannot measure those things. You cannot express them in quantitative values. So these are all the things with respect to qualitative things. They are called as non-tangible premises. If you are having information and facts with respect to all these things, then the organization will be in a better position to make better plans, thereby will be in a better position to achieve the goals effectively and efficiently. So the last category of planning premises is controllable and non-controllable. What do you mean by controllable and non-controllable? Controllable premises are those set of premises where once you have made a plan, it will be quite efficient, it will run for a longer period of time. Whereas non-controllable premises are those premises where due to some changes you also need to make the changes in the plan. Due to non-controllable factors, your COVID can be a non-controllable factor because it was not under the control of human being. So when such non-controllable factor takes place, you need to make changes into the plan because of the current development. The current development of COVID, which is a non-controllable plan, which is a non-controllable premises, is forcing the planner to make changes in the plan. So whenever there are some non-controllable factors happening currently, then you need to make the corresponding changes in your plan. So these are called as non-controllable premises. So far in steps of planning, we had discussed two main steps. That is the first step, which is to establish or identify the goals an organization needs to achieve, or I can say the verifiable goals the organization needs to achieve. The second step is you need to identify the planning premises. So there are different category of planning premises. What do you mean by planning premises? It is the facts and information available with respect to future. So when you have that particular facts and info, you will be in a better position to make plans, and thereby you can easily or effectively achieve your goals or verifiable goals. So So in your next presentation session, we shall try to cover the remaining 5 steps with respect to planning. Once we complete that particular topic, we can move on to the next topic, which is limitations of planning. Thank you.